That is a statement win from Arsenal, from Mikel Arteta, to be beating Newcastle away from home at St James's Park in the way in which we did it. We didn't scrape a win, despite the fact that we did need a 90th minute winner. We absolutely dominated Newcastle from minute 1 to minute 90. The stats say it, the eye test say it, the performance says it. And this Arsenal team, we're only 2 points behind Liverpool now. This title race is really lining up. But if you are new to the channel, my name is Sims. Make sure you drop a subscribe button. We're trying to get to 9,000 as soon as possible. Your support does mean the world. And let's try and get 100 likes on this video. Why not? Because we won the game today. Let's show a little bit of celebration. Let's drop a like. Let's try and get for 100. And yeah, it helps the video a lot. I mean, let's start off with the lineup selection from Mikel Arteta. A lot of people scrutinize Mikel Arteta in recent weeks for saying that when he goes into the big games, he's scared. He, always puts the handbrake on, right? We've seen it when he put a midfield of Declan Rice, Zubimendi, Merino, saying that he's played 3 DMs in midfield. Well, today, that's not the case. Starting Eberechi Eze in that number 10 role, Bukayo Saka on the right, Trossard on the left, a really offensive team, a team that's going out there in St James's Park with an intention to score, with an intention to win. And there, you have to praise Mikel Arteta. It seems like he's heard the scrutiny. We've even seen it in certain press conferences where he's mentioned the handbrake thing, which has been, going around social media quite a lot. But Mikel Arteta, he's really listened to his critics and he's adapted his game, and you can only praise him because the lineup he put up today were playing unbelievable football. In that first half, we absolutely dominated that Newcastle side. I genuinely think we could have gone 3-4 goals up. If it wasn't for Nick Pope and his brilliance and him turning into prime Manuel Neuer, we could have scored a few goals in that first half. Of course, Leandro Trossard had that chance as well when we were on transition. Declan Rice laid him off and he hit the post. But overall, that first half performance was genuinely ridiculous from the team. It's probably some of the best football I've seen us play this season against the Newcastle team away from home. It looked like the players really wanted to make a statement performance, a statement win, to really take account and, maximize the opportunity at hand. Liverpool lost, right? This is a game where we cannot afford to even draw. We need to win. We need to capitalize. If we want to play catch up, if we want to really take ourselves seriously in this title race, I don't care if it's Newcastle away. We need to walk away with 3 points. I don't care how it happens, but it must happen. And the players look like they've taken that in. The performance we saw, Eberechi Eze licking off shots left, right, and centre. He could have scored at least 2 goals in that first half. Again, if it wasn't for Nick Pope having an amazing game, to be honest with you, but the performance in the first half was unbelievable. And then out of nowhere, Christian Mascara, no blame to him. It's his first season at Arsenal, first few games at Arsenal, thrown in at St James's Park. He struggled a little bit. He gave away a foolish corner, which then they capitalised on. Voltemade jumps up, pushes Gabriel a little bit, but not enough for a penalty, and scores a header. So after all that domination, we go 1-0 down. The story of Arsenal has happened so many different times. But here's where things get a little bit spicy. We start pressing Newcastle in the middle of the pitch. I think Bukayo Saka flicks it and then it deflects off someone else, and then Murphy tries playing it back to Nick Pope, and then Victor Gyokeres smells blood because the pass back to Nick Pope wasn't good. Intercepts the ball, goes round Nick Pope. Nick Pope takes him out. The referee points to the penalty spot. I started celebrating. I'm like, wow, Victor Gyokeres, that is very impressive. That's what I want to see from my number 9. You smell blood, you attack it, you win a penalty. Then VAR decides to do what VAR does best and intervene and get involved for no apparent reason. If it's not a clear and obvious error, if the referee is going to point at it and said that it's a penalty, why are we intervening? And the fact that they've intervened is such a situation where it's so subjective to a point where Victor Gyokeres touches the ball first, hits it onto Nick Pope's foot, and then Nick Pope takes him out. That's very different to the ball playing in behind. Victor Gyokeres and Nick Pope are chasing for the ball, and Nick Pope gets the ball first. It's different when Victor Gyokeres gets the ball first, hits it onto Nick Pope. He can still attack that ball. But because the referee's blown a whistle, because Victor Gyokeres is on the ground after being fouled by Nick Pope, we can no longer score from the situation. VAR intervenes. They say, hold on, this isn't a penalty. You got to go check this on the VAR screen. And you know what happens whenever a referee goes to check if it's a penalty or whatever it is. Whenever they go to that VAR screen, they always change their mind. What's going on? I'll start crashing out. I'll start thinking, yo, VAR, they've jumped in again. They're trying to ruin my season again. They're trying to ruin Arsenal again with some really weird decisions. And I thought, hey man, that Leandro Trossard chance earlier is looking worse and worse as time goes, because if we don't capitalize on chances like that, we're going to get stiffed somehow. And Arsenal go into the second half 1-0 down. But then again, the performance was actually unbelievable. Certain performances today, we'll get into it a bit later, were actually unbelievable. I need to give my praises to them. But in that second half, we jumped straight in. It's a bit cagey now, you know, Newcastle, the St. James's Park, the atmosphere is bumping again. But I think the players kept their cool. Arteta brings on Saliba and tries to stabilize control of the ship. We see that happening. We start attacking again. And oh my god, Mikel Merino comes on. Declan Rice whips a perfect crossing for Mikel Merino to header it in. And now it's 1-1. And now you can really think, yo, there's something to play for here. You know, it's the 70 odd minute when Mikel Merino scored that header. Unbelievable, by the way. Mikel Merino has a lot of scrutiny on him as well. Players like him, they are best when they come off the bench. They are super subs. They are players that make impact on a game where there's already been, 60 odd minutes played. Same with Martinelli, same with Leandro Trossard. I don't really want to see them starting, but I'd love to see them come off the bench. And we've seen it. What a header to find a corner, hit the post and corner in. Unbelievable from Mikel Merino. Arsenal really galvanised themselves. Mikel Arteta throws the kitchen sink at the situation. He's like, you know what? This is where a lot of people question Mikel Arteta's mentality. This is where they say he's scared, handbrakes, whatnot. He played a 2-1-7 formation against this Newcastle side at St. James's Park. Talk about cojones. Talk about bravery. Talk about too defensive. Are you mad? That's my manager. He's putting a point out to prove. And he wants that 3 points. A lot of people got into Arsenal last week for celebrating the equaliser against Manchester City. Well, guess what? We got an equaliser against Newcastle and we went straight in. We smelt blood and we kept on attacking them. Odegaard came on. He looked unbelievable, dictating play, making things happen. Him and Eze on the same pitch at the same time. They look unbelievable together. Odegaard finding them pockets where Eze is in, controlling the game. He fed that ball into Miles Skelly, which was really impressive. That's what I want to see from Martin Odegaard. Obviously, the chance gets blocked. But then we get a corner. In the 95th minute, Martin Odegaard is on it, taking responsibility. That's what I want to see from my captain. A perfect ball. After all we've taken so many calls in this game, and all of them were short. They were too heavy. They were poor. Right at Nick Pope. Odegaard puts an inch-perfect crossing in the 95th minute. Gabriel leaps. Gabriel scores. Unbelievable. Arsenal have just won a 95th minute winner. We've seen Liverpool do it all season. Now it's time for us to get back on that. And I feel sorry for Newcastle a little bit because they suffered the same fate against Liverpool earlier on the season. But this is a deserved win. Arsenal were unbelievable against Newcastle today, and we deserve the 3 points. I want to talk about some specific performances. I want to start with Victor Gyokeres. I thought he really impressed me today. Yes, he didn't score goals. Yes, he wasn't really too clinical in front of goal, but I saw some promising things. I saw things where I'm seeing improvements in his game. I'm seeing better connections with other players around him, like Bukayo Saka. His first touch looks so much better. His hold-up play looks so much better. The way he's battling defenders. This is a real test. A big game against Newcastle away from home. This is what I want to see my striker get in the thick of it, get involved in the game. And we saw that with Victor Gyokeres. If we scored a goal today, I'd be like, you know what, Victor Gyokeres, you could argue a man of the match performance at this point. Almost won a penalty. He definitely won the penalty, and he probably would have taken that penalty, and he probably would have scored that penalty, and then the narrative looks a lot more different. Victor Gyokeres really impressed me today. And another player that really impressed me was Martin Zubimendi. The way he's controlling the ball. I'm telling you right now, a lot of people were doubting him going into this Newcastle game, saying that he's not going to be able to match the physicality of the likes of Joe Linton, Tonali, Guimaraes. He slotted in perfectly. Him and Declan Rice were just combining so well together, just controlling the game, playing those 1-2s, keeping the ball ticking, allowing us to attack. Zubimendi really impressed me today. And another player that really impressed me was Jurrien Timber. Bro, call me crazy, but he is just the best right back in the world. Everything he does is just so silky. It oozes class. Honestly, every time he gets the ball in tight spaces, he gets out of it. Every pass he makes, it's the right decision. He beats free-form man. He wins the ball every single time. His winger has no chance against him. Anthony Gordon came up against him so many times and lost every single time. And also, I think a part of during Timber's game, which I've seen him improving so much, is his crossing ability, his final end product. He's putting the ball in with a lot of venom, with a lot of, purpose, right? And that's what I want to see from Julian Timber. Honestly, unbelievable. His connection with Bukayo Saka on that right hand side really impressed me. I thought Calafiori was really impressive today. I thought Declan Rice really impressed me with his crossing ability today. Bukayo Saka looked really threatening down that right hand side. I want to see him get, more shots off. I want to see him in more central areas, but of course he's still coming back from an injury. We'll give him time. I thought Martinelli, when he came on, he looked a little bit sharp. I'm really liking the look of Martinelli right now. I thought Trossard, I think he should have played a bit of a better game, if I'm being honest with you. But Eberechi Eze in that number 10 role, he didn't really involve too much in terms of creativity, in terms of pulling the strings. But the way he was licking off shots in that first half, he could have scored a brace in that first half. The first time volley with the left foot where Nick Pope put an unbelievable save. The volley with his right foot at the edge of the box where he just slapped it first time. Eberechi Eze looks like a real sharpshooter. And I said it earlier in the video, I want to see him and Erdegaard play together much more because they look like a really good, duo in that midfield. Just imagine them two just linking up, breaking down defenses, those low blocks. It's a recipe for perfection. I'm telling you right now. And it suits Victor Gyokeres. I'm sure he'll get his goals coming up soon. And of course, Arsenal are now 2 points behind Liverpool. We've got a title to win, right? And this is how you do it. You win in the games where you don't usually win. St. James Park, we never beat them. We never beat them away from home. But today, we put up a beautiful performance, a statement performance to show the rest of the league that, hey, we are here to be worried about. And now, we've already played Anfield away, we played Newcastle away, we played Manchester City, we played Manchester United away from home, all before October. This is where I want to see Arsenal make a generational run. You know that run of 22-23 where we're slapping everyone 5-0, 6-0, 5-0, 6-0. We got West Ham at home next. That's what I want to see. I want to see us really capitalise on our next run of form. We need to win some games. We need to play catch up on Liverpool. And I'm sure we are here for the taking. I have so much belief that we can win a Premier League this season. We just got to stay consistent. We got to make sure our players don't get injured. And we put up performances like that in the big games and in the small games as well, where we get those 3 points no matter what. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and remember, 100 likes, it supports your boy a lot. And hit the hype button as well. It helps out a lot. I want to know your thoughts down below in the comments, so let me know that as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video.